This is our presentation on Amrita Sher-Gil.
Amrita Sher-Gil was born on January 30th, 1913, in Budapest to a Hungarian mother and a Sikh aristocratic father. Her family moved to northern India when she was 8. In this same year, she began a formal art education. She moved to Paris to continue her studies at age 16, where she experienced great success early on. She was awarded the gold medal at the 1933 Paris Salon for her 1932 painting titled Young Girls. Sher-Gil struggled to come to terms with her Hungarian and Indian heritage. Her self-portraits depict this conflict through their sad, distant expressions. Her sexuality was also a source of internal conflict, as she was intrigued by potential relationships with women. Ultimately, she married her cousin, Victor Egan, and it was after the marriage that she revealed her pregnancy, and Victor scheduled her to have an abortion. While she had a successful career in Paris, Sher-Gil returned to India in 1935, where she believed her style became fundamentally Indian. She said it was her mission to paint the daily lives of those in India, specifically the impoverished. She became sick days before her first show as a solo artist and died on December 5, 1941, at age 28. Her death was believed to be from a second abortion performed by her husband Victor.
Sher-Gil was also called India's Frida Kahlo. They have a lot of commons. With a unique styles, Sher-Gil and Frida Kahlo's, they more focus on women's and their daily life. For the early age of the Sher-Gil, she was inspired by the Western and the European. However, when he entered South India in the 1937, he also inspired by a lot of Indian arts. Sher-Gil's painting not only inspired a lot of Indian artists, but also transformed the modern art movement in India. That might be the reason why she was called one of the nation's most celebrated female artists in India.
As Amrita Sher-Gil began to move away from the Western style of painting and delve into inspiration from her own heritage, her subject matter evolved. She became known for depicting the lower class of India and the struggles of their daily lives, and also subverting the expectations of how women were depicted in art by showing their loneliness, melancholy, and distance, which also served as a representation of her own inner struggles. The painting of three girls is a great example of how Sher-Gil expressed this melancholy and distance in the expression of her subjects, and specifically women. She painted these girls in a way that deviated from the norm at the time, by showing the melancholy, boredom, and sadness in their eyes instead of a cheerfulness. And she does this in a way that expresses great depth and may even relate to her own feelings. This self-portrait of Sher-Gil is a rather overlooked work of hers that really signifies her transition from a more Western style to what she would eventually become known for. You can see how she represents herself with a relaxed posture and distant expression, and it really shows that the semi-nude portrait isn't meant to have any sexual implications, which subverts what many would have expected from a female nude, since many of them objectified women.